everybody. Thanks for joining me for our May 21st May Forecast Challenge forecast. I think I said forecast too many times there, but anyways. Yeah, we're glad that you can join us. We're having fun with this each night. I hope you've been enjoying this much nicer weather. It's a little less interesting to talk about, but it's a lot nicer to be outside and enjoy than the first part of this month. This is pre-recorded. I had a commitment this evening, so I couldn't do this at 6 o'clock tonight, but I pre-recorded this earlier in the day. Haven't had the high temperature of the day yet, probably, so did have 33 degrees for a low at my house this morning, so a chilly morning yet again. We're very dry, which is great. It's beautiful, but it has meant that the mornings have been a little chilly, but it warms up very quickly as soon as the sun comes out. I think I went from between 6 and 8 o'clock at my house. I went from 33 at about 6 o'clock this morning to close to 60 by 8 o'clock. Probably at least mid-50s by 8 o'clock this morning. So, and it just happens very quickly this time of year. No rain, obviously, today, and probably that'll be the case for the next several days. In terms of weather picture of the day, we haven't had our weather picture of the day yet today, so thank you for those of you who've already submitted today, and anybody who's still going to submit later on in the day. We appreciate those. That's if you submit a picture, you get a chance to win a bread from my wife that she makes. She does fellowship bread, which is basically a hobby bread making that she does, that she trades and likes to give away to people. So you'll get a chance to win that bread in a raffle that my kids will draw next Monday, and also. If you win the picture of the day that I post the next day, you get 5 entries for those extra good pictures. So thanks for everybody for having some fun participating with me in that. I will post tomorrow's picture by about 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, so that you can then post in the comments your pictures for tomorrow. So that's how that works. Hopefully it hasn't been too confusing. It's been fun. I'll probably do another one of these sometimes, because any excuse to give away my wife's bread. She loves to make it, and we can't eat it all. So there you go. What's going on weather-wise? Our big, this is like the same, you're like, boy, this is the same satellite picture that Chris showed yesterday, almost. So this upper-level low-pressure system in cutoff low continues to just cartwheel or spin over basically northern Tennessee and southern Kentucky, and it is just basically stationary, and we're going to talk a little bit about why that is in a little bit. That's good news, great news for us, because it's meant that our weather has just been spectacular, basically perfect May weather, not too warm, because you can get pretty warm this time of year, and certainly pretty beautiful days. It's been bad news for North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, as there's been a lot of rain in that area. Matter of fact, let's look at that on the radar here. You can see this kind of fire hose of moisture being drawn in off the Atlantic Ocean. There are some flash flood advisories down there. So as much as we're enjoying our weather up here, they're kind of getting hit hard. So hopefully not too hard with this. Also, we're pretty fortunate this week, because for a while last week, the models were dancing all over the place. Where would the low cut off? And that's a notorious problem for models. It looked like maybe this cutoff low would be doing this to us. So thankfully it's not, because that could have been not just potentially kind of dreary weather, but could have, there is some flooding going on. So, but thankfully that's not the case. Why is this upper level pattern the way that it is? Well, as you can see here, what we have, this is pretty classic what's called Rex block. Which is the type of block in the atmosphere where there is a ridge, which you can see in the upper level pattern, this big ridge where the jet stream goes way north, basically straight north from Texas into central Canada, and streams across Ontario over the Hudson Bay, and then we're kind of on the down, on the eastern side of that, where the wind is kind of coming out of the northwest. And then but underneath that you have a cutoff low pressure system, and this is pretty classic pattern not moving. It will eventually start to move, but it moves slowly, and it's a very, the low pressure system here particularly is hardly moving. What's also interesting is that our air is coming basically almost due north today out of Canada, and it's actually going to be warmer than it was yesterday, because the air has warmed up so much in Ontario. They've been really cold. You remember last week we were looking at temperatures in the daytime highs in the 30s in a lot of Ontario. They're up in the 70s and even some 80s there, and that's kind of slowly that air is making its way around towards us. So what does that look like on the week ahead? You've seen this picture before. It's basically more of the same. Tomorrow we're looking at another mostly sunny day, maybe even a couple degrees warmer. We're going to be in the upper 70s. Saturday we do have a chance. The cutoff low tries to make a run back at the northeast and a slow kind of meandering. How close it gets is still tough to know. Models struggle a lot with cutoff low pressure systems because very subtle changes in the upper level pattern make changes as to where they go. So, but I think we're looking for it at a mix of sun and clouds, maybe a sprinkle even on Saturday. Highs in the low 70s, especially with some of those more clouds. We could end up sunny though on Saturday. That's still possible. By Sunday, I think the cutoff low starts to head off the shore finally, and we kind of get more into the kind of southwestern flow of that pattern. And so Sunday itself is a little chillier, but then we're going to be warming up again. So, but mostly sunny, maybe a few clouds, highs near 70. Monday, we're mostly sunny again, mid 70s. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we are in a position where we could have some pop-up thunderstorms potentially in the afternoon. We're looking at mostly sunny. There's definitely no washout during any of these days, but there is the chance for some clouds in the afternoon and more instability with some thunderstorms. Right now, they don't look severe. They just look like kind of your run-of-the-mill pop-up thunderstorms that may roll through with a little bit of rain. It would be quick hitting, and you'd kind of get sunny right on the other side. And temperatures are basically upper 70s to near 80 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. So yeah, forecast is looking great for all sorts of outdoor activities. If you are burning anything, we've been dry. We're going to be dry for the next several days, so just keep an eye on that. Make sure that you're doing it in a careful manner and not letting stuff get out of control, because there certainly is still plenty of dry tinder in the woods where the leaves aren't fully out yet. So, just a reminder, we're doing this in May for I'm forecasting every night in May to raise money for the Neighbor's Pantry. You can do that. You can help me do that by becoming a patron of mine. You can become a patron just for this month. Any money I raise this month goes to the Neighbor's Pantry, and or you can continue on after that, and that would just help support what I do here as the West River Weather Guy, improve some equipment and improve the number of forecasts that I can do. So thanks for joining me this month, and we'll see you again tomorrow night.